Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Thank God, at long last, a movie that was supposed to be released in theaters was one that I was actually looking forward to, and wasn't an ultra-violent Warner Brothers property. I am so happy. So before I get into the actual review, I wanted to kind of tackle why this is so highly anticipated for me. Not only was it supposed to be playing at the New Art Theater, which is one of my favorites out in West LA, and had to miss out on it because of the pandemic, of course, but it's very rare for me to see a foreign film that actually has actors that I'm familiar with. Granted, it's only one actor, but that's something for me. And that one actor is Adele Hanel. I probably butchered that name. I'm so sorry. But Portrait of a Lady on Fire is among one of my favorite films this year. And Adele made quite a stir when it came to the Caesar Awards, and Roman Polanski won Best Director.
Roman Polanski pour J'accuse.
Madame la Présidente d'honneur, Madame Sandrine Kiberlin.
Vive la pédophilie! Bravo la pédophilie! Bravo!
I can see why she's garnered such popularity. And here I was thinking that she was just a talented actress. Anyway, I've been looking forward to this since the end of March. This is my honest opinion of DEERSKIN. George, played by Jean Dujardin, once was a man who lived a comfortable life, is now leaving behind his old life in lieu of something else, starting with acquiring a 100% deerskin jacket that he buys from an old man and immediately falls in love with it. Sticking around town hoping to be noticed for his sick style, he befriends the local bartender Denise, played by Adele Hanel, who is also an aspiring film editor, and George convinces her that he's a filmmaker, even though he's lying his ass off. Continuing his streak of lies, he hires Denise to be his film editor as he films random crap with his camera, including his deerskin jacket. But soon, his obsession with the jacket drives him to madness, as the jacket envisions itself of being the only jacket in the world, and George being the only man in the world who wears a jacket. Oh my god. What the fuck did I just watch? This movie makes no sense, is so stupid, and goes almost nowhere. And I fucking love the shit out of it. This movie is as bonkers as they get. One of the first things that I noticed was just how unlikable and despicable George is. The guy clogs a gas station toilet, that restroom looks uncharacteristically clean for a gas station by the way, with his old fancy jacket. Asshole, that's a mess that some attendant has to clean up. Then it's just one asshole thing after another, desperate for attention, weaseling his way out of paying dues, taking advantage of Denise and using her to get money, stealing shit from dead people. It's just one awful thing after another. But what I find ingenious about the whole thing is how surreal it all feels. From the moment the story kicks off, you know that there's something off. Like a strange fever dream that you haven't quite identified as a fever dream yet. So even though we're following a douchebag of a man, his behavior is so odd that I couldn't help but want to see what he'd do next. I was never disappointed. If you recall my summary about the jacket having a mind of its own, yeah, that's kind of a thing. Okay, it's not quite that cut and dry. George is essentially talking to the jacket, talking as the jacket, effectively talking to himself. Still, George develops a rather intimate relationship with the jacket. The dude showers with it close by, for Christ's sake. Self-conceited tools posing next to their beloved hot rods are telling George to tone it the fuck down. It's that insane. I honestly wouldn't have put it past this movie to have a very French scene involving George and the jacket. Now that I have that in my head, I'm kind of disappointed it didn't go that far. Needless to say, the acting is pretty great from Dujardin. He's weird, creepy, and pretty hilarious. He puts on a surprisingly endearing performance. The movie plays with your expectations, is completely unpredictable, and a thoroughly entertaining trip down insanity. The only real complaints that I have, which admittedly are pretty small, ironically involve Hanel. Hanel. She was the one person I was hoping was really gonna blow my socks off. It's more like the movie didn't take opportunities with Denise's character that I feel like it should have. My smallest issue is very clearly a pet peeve, but she constantly calls herself a waitress. She's a server. Not a waitress, a server. Or bartender. Barkeep, if you want to get old-fashioned and fancy. But waitress is very derogatory. Why? I don't fucking know. It just is to me. I've been working in the restaurant industry for a number of years, and I've never heard a server refer to themselves as waiters or waitresses.
You're gonna order a well-done burger, and then ask me about it 5 minutes later? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I asked for a Grey Goose Red Bull. This is Kettle and Red Bull. Get the fuck out of here. It could be turpentine and Red Bull and you wouldn't know the difference. Beat it.
Could just be a translation issue and she actually is calling herself a server or bartender and someone sucks at translating French into English. But this peeves me. As for the performance itself, let me be very clear. She's by no means a bad actress. But her brilliance doesn't really shine until much later in the story. Until then, it's a fairly nothing role for her. Denise is just wrapped up in George's lies and wants to help him make his movie and be part of it when he hires her on to be his editor. She's just too good for a performance that anyone could have done. This picks up later when the videos that George makes get a little more snuffy. The violence is upped and Denise gets really into it. I wasn't thinking this at the moment, but in retrospect, I kind of wished that she'd have been revealed to be a closet sadist and wanted to help George make more snuff murder films, kind of diving into that dark side that every server has that just hates the world. But that's not really where the story takes it. I mean, I think they allude to that, or maybe not. I just don't like how inconsistent Denise is written. It's like she's supposed to be the smart one, except when she isn't. It bothers me, and it's honestly only in the final 10-ish minutes where this crops up. This could have been saved if they went the route I wish they did, but since they don't, I'm a little underwhelmed with how this movie ends. Overall, this is a wild, crazy train that keeps putting a smile on my face. It kind of drops the ball at the end, but from beginning to end, this is a truly magnificent exercise in what the fuck. There's a really fun line where Denise asks George what his movie's about, and his only response is, "It's kind of hard to describe." Yeah, that's this movie in a nutshell. But I kind of adore it and highly recommend checking it out. My honest rating for DEERSKIN, a strong 4 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.